Yo, what's going on? I'm B Notes of Powder and 8. I'm hanging out with WBTV's Dedrick Russell, executive producer of community content. Now, you may have seen some of Dedrick's specials on WBTV, Black Boys in the Promised Land, or you may have seen Reading, Writing, and Race. Well, this week, Dedrick has a new special coming up. Dedrick, tell us about the new special.
It's entitled Community Conversation, The American Dream versus Charlotte's Reality. So what we're doing is we're taking a look back at what's been going on because, you know, about 5 years ago, a study came out that determined Charlotte was 50 out of 50 when it comes to economic mobility. So
wow.
This means that students who are born in poverty, for them to get out of poverty, it was a 4.4% chance that they would get out of poverty. So that was a black eye for Charlotte because here we have shiny buildings, we have bank corporations, but yet and still people who are living in poverty cannot make it out of poverty.
Absolutely.
So therefore the city and the county, they got together, they said, we have to do something about this. So 2 years ago, they came up with a study. They decided, what do we need to do in order to make things better for all, especially for those people living in poverty?
Yeah.
So they came up with three things: early child education,
Very important.
college and career readiness, and family and child stability.
And those are three of the things that we struggle with in the black community because those are the three main keys that we need. And if we're not missing two of them, we're missing all three of them.
Right, exactly. And that early child education is key because they were saying that the baby's brain develops between 0 and 5 years old. So if 5 years old, you're supposed to be entering kindergarten.
Yep.
And we have a lot of kids who are entering kindergarten who don't know their ABCs, don't know their colors, and they're just not ready. So studies show that if you are in kindergarten and you're not ready, then you're going to struggle to go all the way 12 years in order to get that high school diploma. So therefore, the county is saying that what can we do? So therefore, county, they raise taxes so that they could pay for people who cannot afford, child care. Because, child care is like almost $200 a week.
Expensive.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And some people just cannot afford that. So if they can't afford it, what do? They send their child to grandma's house, to aunt's house, and grandma and aunt may not be teaching the children the particulars that they need in order for them to be ready for kindergarten.
Yeah. So, Dedrick, how can my folks watch this program and when does it air?
It airs Wednesday, July 24th from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on WBTV. We're talking to real people with real stories. We're talking about with real people who struggle from day to day trying to make ends meet. We talked to one person who said that when she moved here from Chicago, she was making about $10,000 a year. $10,000 a year,
$10,000,
and she
wow.
had 2 kids. So how does she make ends meet? So therefore, we talked about her struggle, about what she's doing. We went to Crisis Assistance Ministry. Crisis Assistance Ministry, that is the immediate need to help people to make ends meet. There are more than 136,000 people who live in poverty right here in Mecklenburg County.
Oh, wow.
136,000 people
That's a lot.
who live in poverty right now. And, and studies show that most of us, we're just 1 or 2 paychecks away from being homeless.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So this impacts everybody because we all want to help because they said when the tide rises, all boats in the ocean rises. So if you rise, I'm going to rise.
Absolutely. One more time for the people viewing, how can they watch your show one more time?
Community Conversation, American Dream versus Charlotte's Reality. What's your reality? It airs Wednesday, July 24th from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on WBTV. So I want you to watch it because it's good.
Absolutely. And how can my folks follow you on social media?
Social media, Dedrick Russell. I'm on Twitter at Dedrick Russell, and I'm on Facebook, Dedrick Russell WBTV. So I want to hear from you because I want this conversation to continue because this is not just one and done. We're going to continue this because they're saying that, in order for us to get out of 50, it's going to take generations. It may take like 10, 15 years
Absolutely.
before we
Yeah.
get this thing right. So we can't stop. It's not a 5K. It's not a sprint. It's like double marathons.
Okay.